Happening today, more than half a dozen retired NFL players will make their way to Bakersfield this morning to promote health across the community. 23 ABC's Leslie Marina is live from Central Bakersfield with more on what your family will learn today. Good morning, Leslie.
Good morning, Lindsay. Well, we're inside the CT scan room here at Central Cardiology, and this is just one of the tests that these 10 retired football players will actually be put through today, checking not only their head health, heart health, but overall health. One of the doctors here, cardiologist Dr. Santu, what is this really measuring, the CT scan here today?
So this is a very elegant way of measuring what the total plaque burden is inside the heart arteries. So in a matter of a minute and a half, you actually scan through the heart with very little radiation, no IV, no contrast, and it'll give you a number as to how much of calcified plaque is there in the arteries, what is the disease burden, how aggressive we need to be. So kind of puts out in low risk, medium risk, or high risk, so you can direct your other treatment or testing accordingly.
Definitely. And it'll tell you if you're susceptible to heart attacks, correct?
Absolutely, absolutely. So the data is very clear that if your calcium score is very low, your risk of bad events over the next 5 years is extremely small. However, if the calcium score is high, that correlates to a higher risk, so you can mitigate that risk by adequate treatment early on.
And why is it so important for athletes?
Because athletes, as with a lot of us, early on in the life, we don't care about health. There is that factor of and as we get older, the metabolism slows down, but the body doesn't change. So athletes are at higher risk too, as with a lot of us.
Definitely. One of these athletes getting these tests done, Jeff Bucky here, you played not only for the Dolphins, but also for San Francisco 49ers back in the 90s, early 2000s, I believe. What is today going to be like for you? I know you're going to go through a lot of tests. You work in the medical field now, but what are you a little nervous? What are you thinking?
Well, you're always kind of fear of the unknown. I mean, obviously we put our bodies through a lot, playing in the NFL, and we were paid to weigh 300 pounds back then, and now, like Dr. Sandu said, your metabolism slows down, and I still weigh 300 pounds. So it is a bit of a fear, going forward, as we get older. So it's really great that Central Cardiology is partnering with Living Heart to do this for us.
And you're a Bakersfield native, so what does this mean for the community? I mean, we saw fans already lining up to get your autographs, which is great, but what's the bigger picture here this morning?
Well, I think ensuring heart health and overall health for these NFL players, because I think it brings the community together to see some of these guys that have really sacrificed a lot, playing and making sure that they're going to, have health into the future. So I think it's just a great partnership.
Definitely, and it helps you guys kind of be those role models for people to get healthy as well.
Exactly. I think, like you said, NFL is always a well-known brand. So I think, leading the way, I think, is a great way for us to show how to do it.
Definitely. Well, these guys will be out here until 11 a.m. All 10 retired NFL players meeting right here at the Central Cardiology of Bakersfield at 2901 Select Avenue. There will be free breakfast and, of course, a chance to meet and greet some of these players. They will start testing, though, in about 45 minutes, so they won't be able to actually do the meet and greet. But it's a really interesting morning out here. Not only do you get to meet some of these great doctors and also great NFL players, but you also get to learn something about health, which is extremely important, especially here in Kern County.
I know, Leslie, a lot of fun for a great cause.